viewers, and a pleasant welcome to yet another illuminating and informative episode of Situation Report on Live TV. Situation Report brings you 30 minutes comprehensive presentation of all of the major current happenings about Monrovia, Liberia. My name is Yekezi Zobel, anchoring this presentation of the program, and trending stories following today say President Weah receives meritorious award as Dr. Isaac Winger is enthroned as Archbishop of the Dominion Christian Fellowship Center in Liberia. Labor Ministry, in collaboration with the Liberia Revenue Authority and the Liberia Immigration Service, begin 1 month inspection on the status of alien employees. And a Muslim sheikh admonishes Liberians against the wrongful use of social media. We bring you all of these latest developments plus so much more. Once more, my name is Yekezi Zobel, asking you to please invite someone to view along as we take this brief intermission. To be right back.
Audio Jungle.
Yo, LIB Africa, what's up? It's your boy Cozy Kamikaze, aka the King of Liberia. You in tune to the hottest show right now, Light TV. Bah!
Audio Jungle.
Well, a pleasant welcome back to Situation Report on this station. Straight into our developments, Liberian President George Weah has received a prestigious meritorious award from the Executive Board of the International Community of Charismatic and Managerial Bishops from Apostolic Asaba. The award is in recognition and appreciation of the President's efficient resource management, visionary leadership, outstanding performance, and visible contribution to the service of God and humanity. The award was presented to the President over the weekend at the dedication of the Dominion Christian Fellowship Center, located at Catholic Junction in Monrovia.
This award, Mr. President, this award says that the Executive Board of the International Community of Charismatic and Evangelical Bishops and Apostles, ICEBA, take pride in presenting to His Excellency Mr. George Weah this prestigious certificate of the International Service Award in recognition of an appreciation of efficient resource management, visionary leadership, outstanding performance, and visible contribution to the service of God and humanity. When my secretary was granting the certificate, we talked about the 17 certificates of different purposes. It shocked me when I arrived in Monrovia and I saw in the news something about the number 14. When you played soccer, you wore the jersey number 14. Recently, you laid the foundation of one of the biggest hospitals that will be built in this sub-region, the military hospital, also known as the 14th military hospital. And it shocked me that this morning when I looked at your certificate, it was stamped number 14. Then I said, God, the name is, his hand is truly upon you, Bishop. I present to you this prestigious award to spur you to greater action, to spur you to greater leadership. This country is beckoning for good leadership, beckoning for visionary leadership, and you are the man. God bless you.
Well, also at that event, Dr. Aze Winger of the Dominion Christian Fellowship Center was ordained as Archbishop of the church. 8 other clergies were also ordained as bishop for the Christian organization in the country. Meanwhile, following his ordination, President George Weah presented the staff of office to the new Archbishop.
With this ring, you are married down to Jesus for higher responsibility. The cross and the chain.
Place this cross upon you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen.
This is the skull tap. A lot of you have asked questions. Why a skull cap? Every time you see a man with this skull cap, it simply indicates that there is oil on that man's head. And a man with oil on his head has no business being in certain places, participating in certain things that will not bring glory to Christ. Upon the head of Archbishop Isaac Winger, we place the skull cap. I'd like to crave the indulgence of Mr. President. If you don't mind, I'm sorry I did not give you advance notice. I just want you to help me hand over the staff of office to the first and only. Okay, please hand over the staff of office to your Archbishop. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. I love Mr. President for that single act.
Is that the same thing I want to say? Destiny remains, and before my father, I want to remind, title from God made you a small boy. Our bishop, when we come to him, we will kneel down, we bow down. I see that a title coming, he said, you're standing. You're standing a small beginning, because people are good. My father is feeling the way I felt when they said president-elect. The bishop was in the chair when they said bishop-elect. You're there beginning, and well, I'm happy. I know what he's been through. This man of God has been in trouble for so many years. And all our business. And come to challenge it. Do not be moved. Do what you have to do and pray to God at all times. So I say the same to you, the challenges do not be moved.
Well, another development, President George Weah has received letters of credence from the new Lebanese ambassador to Liberia, Mr. Henry Caston. Here is a clip of the event.
It's not easy leaving your country, going to another country for a mission, but you can rest assured that we are good people. Liberia is a beautiful country. You will even enjoy it. You don't want to go back to Lebanon. Welcome.
First, sure, I am very much honored to present my credentials and to serve as Ambassador of Lebanon to Liberia, in particular in this very important time for the country. I am sure that the whole international community, Mr. President, looks at your election as I said, as a promising turning point for Liberia. So first, I'm a new ambassador here, and it's a new mandate and regime, a new era in Liberia. So in the name of my president and my government, and in my personal name, we would like really to extend to your Excellency our heartfelt congratulations for your election as President of Liberia. I'm very much touched by this warm welcome. I've been here for 1 month now. I really and sincerely love the country. I really and sincerely love the country. I'm very well. And as Your Excellency said, and His Excellency the Foreign Minister, that we will all work in the coming period really to strengthen our bilateral relationship. I can really assure you that as from your side, from the Lebanese side, the will is very big to promote bilateral official relationship between Liberia and Lebanon.
The Ministry of Labor, in collaboration with the Liberia Revenue Authority (LRA) and the Liberia Immigration Service (LRX), Monday began the inspection of the status of alien employees across the country. The Ministry of Labor earlier last month gave those employers in the country 1 month ultimatum to regularize and update the status of their alien employees. Speaking of joint press conference in Monrovia, Labor Minister Moses Cole encouraged employers and employees to cooperate with the process.
As you may be aware, on February 13, 2018, we took over the authorities of the Ministry of Labor. And during our taking over, we did inform the Liberian people and the Employers Association of this country that we were giving up to 31st March 2018, which has been about now a month plus, that every employer in this republic should regularize and update their workplace records. And so today being the 1st or the 2nd of April 2018, we've come as a joint team to have this joint exercise launch. So in order to be successful with this exercise, we decided to partner with the Liberia Revenue Authority and the Liberia Immigration Service so that we can succeed in generating revenue for the government of the Republic of Liberia.
Well, also speaking at the joint press conference, the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority encouraged voluntary compliance, but also said they are prepared to force compliance. For his part, the Commissioner of the Liberia Immigration Service promised transparency and accountability during the process. Here are the voices of the Commissioner of the Liberia Revenue Authority, Elfrida Tamar, and the Commissioner of the Liberia Immigration Service, Mr. Lemuel Reeves.
As undertaking several education campaigns aimed at educating the taxpayer or the alien of the requirements under the law, and also that education will continue. At the same time, we are prepared to force compliance. So while we encourage voluntary compliance through education, we are also prepared to force compliance. This exercise will last for 1 month, and it is simultaneous. It will occur all over the country. At the same time, the country has been divided into zones by the team, and the exercise will proceed accordingly. So our message is, please voluntarily comply. You are in our country. It is incumbent upon you to make sure that you comply with the law of the land. If we were in your country, it would be incumbent upon us to comply with the law of your land. So please voluntarily comply. And if not, the team here is prepared to force compliance.
So with compliance, people tend to take things for granted. So this is a measure to ensure that our employers and the alien community that we shall deal with comply with the law. And we're going to make sure that it's going to be well monitored. And I'm sure we'll see, as part of all the agencies here, we have a revenue generation function in addition to our other duties. So this is going to enhance it. And I'm sure we selected and vetted our best to put into this exercise. And we're going to ensure that will be almost the best we can get. Transparency and accountability will be there. And we're asking for the press to continue your support. And as the Commissioner General of the LRA articulated, it will be across the entire country simultaneously, because we don't want it to scatter ad hoc fashion. We want it to be controlled and well monitored so we get the best out of it.
Well, if you just joined us, it's a reminder that you are viewing one of your most informative and enlightening news program in Liberia. That's Situation Report on Live TV. It's 30 minutes comprehensive presentation of all of the major current events about Monrovia, Liberia. My name is Yekezi Zobel, anchoring this episode of the program, and top-notch stories we're following. President Weah receives meritorious award as Dr. Ozzy Winkle is enthroned as Archbishop of the Dominion Christian Fellowship Center. Labor Ministry, in collaboration with the Liberia Revenue Authority and the Liberia Immigration Service, begin 1-month inspection on the status of alien employees in the country. And a Muslim sheikh admonishes Liberians against the wrongful use of social media. At this juncture, I would like to take an intermission. To be right back.
Audio Jungle.
Welcome back to your program. A Muslim sheikh has admonished Liberians against the wrongful use of social media. Speaking at the auditorium of the University of Liberia, Mufti Dr. Ismail Musa Mik said social media is good or bad based on how it is used.
Social media, we are living in its age.
And every one of us has an account with some form of social media. Either it is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, emo, whatever, and what's not at. Am I right? We have an account somewhere. So for someone to say social media is bad is like telling people a knife is bad. It depends where you are carrying the knife, why you are carrying the knife, what you want to do with that knife, etc., etc. How you use that knife will determine whether your action is bad or not, but you cannot blame a knife. A knife is a knife. When I say that I have knives, people don't like to hear that word, right? Because they think knives are dangerous. But in actual fact, at home, all of us have knives, right? We eat, sometimes we need that knife, right? But how you use it determines what exactly you stand for. The same applies to social media. There is a problem because people have emotional trouble, they have spiritual trouble, they have financial trouble, they have emotion, all sorts of other troubles, maybe spiritual trouble, etc. What they do sometimes, they get help on social media from the wrong source. So it leads them astray further. Be careful how you use social media. Do not allow people to say things that will control you. And obviously that is on one note. You know, I've come across a lot of cases of people who fall for someone, subhanallah, who just told them, I love you. And they showed them these hearts. Have you seen it on WhatsApp, what happens to the heart now? It just starts pumping, boom, boom, boom. Have you seen it? Yes. And they see it once or twice, they start smiling more than they've ever smiled with their own husbands or wives. They're smiling. Why? Because, ooh, today I got the heart. Wow. So quickly you send another 2 hearts. But guess what WhatsApp does? When you send more than 1 heart, it doesn't pump. Have you noticed that? Because you are now lying. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us goodness.
Well, speaking further, the Muslim clergyman stressed the need for religious tourism, not just in Liberia, but the world at large.
What I want to tell you is, the issue of religions is such that if we were to discuss them, we would come to an understanding that we are different. We're different. We definitely believe in what we believe is the scripture. We believe that it's correct. The Christians believe it's correct. The Christians might take a verse to say Jesus was the only begotten son. The Muslims believe to say begotten means God had to have sex with someone, so it's blasphemous, so we don't accept it. All of those discussions, trust me, we as human beings are totally free. We are answerable to the Almighty. We have to select this or that or that or the other, or whatever we believe firmly will be the response to the Almighty. So the Muslims, I can tell you the belief, but I am not prepared to go into any argument because my presence here is not for trying to prove to someone to become a Muslim or to do something. No, I'm just here to explain that with our differences, we will respect each other. That's why I'm here. And I'm here to explain that as much as you might be Christian, we are Muslim, we respect each other with our differences. Takbir. So my whole aim of coming to your country was actually to show this, and I'm sure you appreciate it, that we really care for each other with our differences. And you know what, my brother? You are definitely a brother of mine. If we had more time, if we had much more time, and if this was a platform where we were discussing comparative studies of religions, perhaps we may have gone into it. But it's not the platform at the moment, and at the same time, I do want to declare my respect for one and all. And even if there are some Jewish people or Hindus in our midst, or Buddhists in our midst, or people who don't believe in a faith, guess what? We all come from Adam, and Adam was from the dust, and we will all communicate with each other, we will discuss with each other, and we will definitely respect each other. I want to say one last point before I go, and that is, in the same way that we teach our people that we need to respect those of other faiths, we also expect people of other faiths to teach their followers to respect people of this faith. Because
well, this I would like to call it a day on this thunderstriking and breathtaking edition of Situation Report on Live TV. Many thanks for your viewing role, but before leaving you, let's recap major stories we've been following. President George Weah receives a meritorious award as Dr. Isaac Winger is enthroned as Archbishop of the Dominion Christian Fellowship Center in Liberia. Labor Ministry, in collaboration with the Liberia Revenue Authority and the Liberia Immigration Service, began 1-month inspection on the status of alien employees in the country. And a Muslim sheikh admonishes Liberians against the wrongful use of social media in the country. Once more, many thanks for your viewing role. For more news and information on this station, you can log on to our website at www.livetvonline.com, or better still, find us on YouTube at Large Communications Investment. On behalf of the entire management team here, my name is Yekezi Zobel. I anchored this edition of the program. Goodbye.
Audio Jungle.